Hello all, with this video I'll teach you how to connect your PC server from various IoT devices over internet without any port forwarding using ngrok or any other local host software solutions available in internet. If you have an IoT device or multiple devices at different locations, you don't have your access to connect your local host and you want them to communicate to your central server hosted in your PC. For this, you have to use third-party solutions. Instead, using ngrok will create a tunnel to your server. You can access the same server from ngrok with its generated URL. However, this generated URL is dynamic, but if you want a static URL, you need to pay for their services. So now I'm going to help you on how to overcome this kind of problem. So the dynamically generated URL, I'm going to store them in jsonbin. So this is an online JSON storage service. Now all you have to do is get the URL saved in jsonbin once in the starting of your program or whenever it is not connecting to the ngrok server to NodeMCU, and you can use this URL to communicate to ngrok directly. Ngrok will hand over your service requests to your custom Flask or any other private server. Head over to jsonbin.io website. You can log in using your Gmail or GitHub Facebook account. Create a new bin by clicking here, and you can have your JSON format like this. You can initialize an empty bin, anyway we are going to edit it later, and make this bin public, and you can create. This is the access URL which contains your JSON bin. I have created a simple Flask server which will return hello world on its server. You can test this. So this will return a simple hello world request, and you can see the log that you have received a request. Now start ngrok services. I have opened the ngrok software. You have to type ngrok http 5000. I have used 5000 port for my server. Here it will generate a new dynamic URL. You can copy this URL to use in your browser to access it. As you can see, it is also returned to my Flask server, and you can see this new newly added requests. So now what I am going to do is I am going to copy this link, head over to my JSON bin, and I am going to edit my existing bin which I have already used in my IoT devices. And you can update it. Copy the access URL, paste it here, and remove this one to latest. So this latest will give you the last updated bin. Using JSON decoders, You can get the URL mentioned here and you can use for further applications. In your IoT device, you can use HTTP request to jsonbin to get the latest ngrok URL. To summarize, start your Flask server or any other server and start this ngrok service to that particular port. When you get the dynamic address, save it to jsonbin. When your IoT device starts up, it will go fetch the latest URL from jsonbin. Using the latest URL, it can upload its data or it can start communicating with your server through ngrok. Thank you for watching.